Hello, I'm here on Church Street, the top of Church Street, Bold Street End, on this really busy Saturday afternoon. It really is a busy day. When I talk about our cherished city centre losing its unique Scouse character and identity, and I talk about our city centre being taken from us, I don't literally mean that, right? What I mean is our city centre's unique Scouse character and identity and even atmosphere will be changed to suit the character, identity and atmosphere that new arrivals will be bringing with them. That's what I actually mean, and that is what we now see happening. Our city centre is becoming more unfamiliar, unfriendly in the sense you don't know the people here, right? And as time goes on, our city centre, our cherished city centre, will become more and more unfamiliar and unfriendly. I've walked around Liverpool city centre on this very busy Saturday afternoon for several hours now, and the cultural change seems to be more and more each time I come down here. It is quite worrying at the speed cultural change is changing our glorious city. And it is being changed. There is no ifs or buts about that. You only have to walk in and around the city centre to see it's being changed. And so our cherished city centre will indeed, with further cultural change, lose its unique Scouse character, identity and even atmosphere, and will be replaced by that of the new arrivals, their character, identity, atmosphere even they bring with them. That's what happens, right? That's how things work. We see this now in our cherished city centre. We see it being changed. It is being changed more and more each time I venture into our cherished city centre. I know I repeat myself a lot, ladies and gentlemen, but I feel a need to. I have to hammer home what is happening and what is at stake. You see, once the change gets us to such a, once it changes, the more it changes, the harder it's going to be to change back. That's why now, while cultural change is in its infancy, though gathering pace by the day, it needs stopping. We have the crystal ball, right? So we're forewarned. We can prevent going the same way other major towns and cities went, because like I've said, we have the crystal ball. And cultural change is in its infancy compared to other places, but it's still gathering pace by the day in our glorious city. It is changing. Long-standing proud Scouse communities, they are being changed into unfamiliar, unfriendly places. One only has to walk in and around Kensington and Fairfield to see just how much cultural change has changed that once proud working class Scouse community. It has been changed, right? There's no ifs or buts about it. It has. And as I've said, what will happen and is happening in our cherished city centre is our unique Scouse character, identity and even atmosphere will be replaced by that the new arrivals bring, their character, identity and atmosphere they impose across the city centre, right? It's not Joe Owens making this up. You can see that our city centre is indeed becoming more and more unfamiliar and unfriendly. Unfriendly in the sense you don't know the people around you. You don't identify with them. You have nothing in common with them. You never will. They'll have nothing in common with you. In fact, they don't want to. Especially the culture that doesn't want to assimilate, wants to dominate. They most certainly don't want anything to do with anyone except the culture that they push, right? That's not my fault. That's just the way it is, I'm afraid. It's a really, really busy day, right? Well, like I've said, if cultural change is now not stopped in its infancy, then we run the risk of ending up like other major towns and cities have, right? They took their eye off the ball, didn't have a Jones in their corner, put faith in their reckless politicians, and the rest is history. We can't make that mistake. We have to stop further cultural change of our glorious city, and especially our cherished city centre. I'm going to go now, ladies and gentlemen. It's really, really getting busy, and I'm trying to navigate through crowds of people. It's not that easy. Remember, no to cultural change. Yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud. Okay, thank you. Hello, I'm still here, top of Church Street, Bold Street End on this very busy Saturday afternoon. It really, really is a busy day. You see, what I see unfolding in our glory, in our cherished, should I say, our cherished city centre is not cultural change, but cultural chaos, right? That's what is unfolding here in our city centre. It is not cultural change, it is cultural chaos. Now, just looking around, you'll be able to understand where I'm coming from. This is not, as I've said, cultural change. This has now gone a step further into cultural chaos. There is that many different cultures here now. Not one culture seems to be dominating here in the city centre, except obviously our Scouse culture, right? Obviously that still dominates, that still prevails. But my point being, there isn't, like, say, one culture and our culture. There is an amalgamation of cultures which doesn't lead to cultural change, it leads to cultural chaos. That's what is now happening here in our glorious city, our cherished, bear with me, it's getting busy, our cherished city centre, as well as our glorious city. Cultural change now has moved a step up, and it's going into cultural chaos mode, right? That's what is now happening. You have our Scouse culture here, of course, but there is not another culture at its side. There are many, right? And all that can lead to, as more and more cultural change changes our glorious city, our cherished city centre, is that then moves a step further to cultural chaos. That's what happens. Now, that's not my fault. Don't blame me for that. I'm just a messenger, right? But that is what is happening now in our city centre. It is moving from cultural chaos. Sorry, bear with me. It's a very busy day. It's moving from cultural change to cultural chaos. Like I've said, watching this video, one can understand and see where Joe Owens is coming from. That's what afflicts places like Hare Hills in Leeds. Cultural chaos. That community has gone from cultural change to cultural chaos. Liverpool now is following suit. If we don't stop this, ladies and gentlemen, our children, our grandchildren will curse us. They can't inherit cultural chaos. We don't have the right to inflict this upon them. This needs stopping, right? Remember, no to cultural change, yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud. Okay, thank you.